Oh yes, you are welcome back to African Colonization TV and Biafran History. Today we'll go deep the main reason why the Britain, the UK, why they hate Biafra, why they insist Biafra must be under Nigeria by all means, and the reason why they don't want to free the Biafran nation for them to be free like others because of they have seen the light that is in Biafra. That light that is in Biafra is the light of Africa, and with Biafra, every other country in Africa will be great, or every other country in Africa will rise to be like the Europe or to be like the Asians. So, according to the headline, they say why Britain is afraid of Biafra. The shocking truth about Africans' rising light. So, why the Britain is afraid of Biafra? They know that Biafra is the light of Africa, and they know that Biafra is everything that Africa needs. Though Mazdam Kanu said that the last miracle on earth will be Biafra, even though where he explained everything in this video. So don't skip any part of it. Try to watch it to the end, where he talk a lot concerning the main reason why the Britain, the UK, join Biafran together with the Nigerian government, with the Nigerian country, to make sure that they subjugate Biafra, to make sure that they compress Biafra for them not to rise, for them not to have, for them not to breathe, because they see that if Biafran rise, that is Africa will also rise. In fact, in this video, this our brother, he explained a lot of things, and also Mazem Kano when he was still in UK. So he explained a lot of things about why and the main reason why the UK hates Biafra. They don't want the Biafran people to rise. So as you're about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it to go around. Let others see the main reason why the Biafran people have been agitating for freedom.
Let me ask you this question. Is Biafra the light of Africa? You see, this question has generated a lot of argument in the past and also in the present day. Oh yes, in fact, just a couple of days ago, I was scrolling through social media and I came across a post where people were arguing that, oh, Biafra is the light of Africa, and some people were saying, oh, Biafra has nothing to do with lighting Africa up, and many people were saying a whole lot of things. I read through the comments and I smiled. And I said, no, I think I need to bring this topic here so that we all learn together. So please, I want to beg you to stay with me in this video, because what you are going to learn here, you might not learn it anywhere else. Thank you for staying. Now, the truth is that in every part of the world, or in any continent of the world, God uses a people to be the light or powerhouse of that continent. Oh yes. What do I mean? Of course, we know that there are 7 continents of the world, right? Antarctica, North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia, right? 7 continents of the world. When God wanted to bless or wanted to light up Asia, God used China. Oh yes. When you talk about Southeast Asia, you talk about Japan, right? Now, when God wanted to light up Europe, God uses Germany. Germany is the powerhouse of Europe. When God wanted to light up South America, God uses Brazil. Oh yes, Brazil is doing very well in South America. When God wanted to light up North America, of course, the United States of America is there. They are number 1. Oh yes. Now, tell me, which continent or which country or which race or people in Africa can you use to compare these people I've mentioned? You want to talk about South Africa? You want to talk about Nigeria? You want to talk about South Africa? You want to talk about Egypt or Ghana? Which country do you want to compare with these countries I've mentioned? I'm asking. So I ask again, is Biafra the light of Africa? Drop your comment in the comment section. But then, before you drop your comment, I want to beg you to please listen to this short video I want to play for you right now. Please, it is very, very important. In fact, this is where the lesson is based, right? So please, listen to it. Then you do well. After listening to it, drop your comment in the comment section. What you think about Africa. Whether the emancipation of the sovereign state of Biafra will light up Africa or not. Please listen to this video, then you drop your comment. Do not forget, if this is your first time coming across my video on my channel, please do well to subscribe. Of course, I have so many things I want to share with us, right? But then, listen to this.
Britain knew that the light of Africa will come from the land of Biafra. They all know it all over the world. As I told you earlier, 2 years ago, I told you that I was at a meeting with the UN officials in Geneva, and one of them said to me, it is not that we don't talk about Biafra or want our member states or nations to understand what is going on in the land of Biafra, but as soon as we mention the word Biafra, they all get up and walk away from the room. I announced it here live on this very platform, Radio Biafra. Some of you didn't actually absorb it. Some of you don't know the obstacle that Biafra is facing. You think Biafra is easy to get. No, it is not. No, not at all. The enemies we have outside is uncountable. Not because we have done anything wrong, but because Britain realized that with Biafra existing as a free nation, that every black person around the world will become free. They understand that. It's just like when you go to a stream and you don't want people to drink the water coming from that very stream. Again, you go to the source of the water and you pollute it. Because if you come downstream and you pollute it, people can still go to the middle or even to the front to go and fetch clean water. So if you don't want people to drink from a particular stream, you pollute it from the source. They know that the source of freedom for black people, both those in North America, those in South America, those even in Papua New Guinea, those everywhere around the world, they know that Biafra is the key. A free Biafra means that black people all over the world will become free. That was why I said that Biafra is the last miracle. I want you to understand this. All of these obstacles cannot stop us from getting Biafra. It cannot. Instead, it emboldens us. Because the more difficult the process of emancipation, the more enjoyable the outcome when finally freedom comes. If we don't do something, I'm telling everybody, both those in the Middle Belt, those in Yoruba land, go and write down everything I have said in the past. Try and, compare it to what is happening now. You see that we have always been right. If we do not act now, we will become more fragmented. They will conquer us and extinguish us from the face of the earth. As I told you, the Hausa race no longer exists, only by language. Hausa people have nothing now as we speak. They have nothing, only their language. Hausa people no longer have any discernible political system. They have no hold over their future or their lives. They can answer Malam all they like, but their traditional rulers forever and ever will remain an emir. And an emir is a Fulani. In every part of the world, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite mercy and wisdom, have always chosen one race to carry out any of his blessings, or should I say undertaking, at any point in history. What am I trying to say? When God wanted to develop Southeast Asia, he used Japan. When Elohim wanted to industrialize the world, he used Britain. It was called the industrial, first the agricultural revolution and then the industrial revolution. When Elohim wanted to educate the world as to the, should I say, niceties or benefits of social media, should I say, the internet and all the rest of it, the virtual world, so to speak, he brought in the US. When Chukwuemeka Biama wanted to make mobile phones available to everybody, he brought Nokia. I think that's in Finland. Mass production. When Elohim wanted the cost of goods and services to be reduced drastically, that poor people living in Africa can afford to have a flat screen television, he brought China for mass production. Now listen to me very carefully. The time has come. God Almighty wants to liberate not just Biafra, not just those who are in the zoo, but the whole of Africa. And you know what God has done? He has chosen Biafra to do it. Because without Japan, today China wouldn't be great. The first roaring economy from that part of the world in Southeast Asia was Japan. Now South Korea, Taiwan, all the rest of them, everybody had to emulate, to copy. Do you know the reason why? Because when you go begging from Southeast Asia, today you have Malaysia, you have Indonesia, you have Singapore, everybody is doing fantastically well because they had a Japan to look up to. Follow me very carefully. Jealousy, envy, or hatred doesn't solve this very simple conundrum. It's very simple, but I want you to understand it. That is how God works. When God wanted to liberate South Africa, he brought Nelson Mandela, brought Steve Biko, of course. There are other people that will come along. When God wanted to liberate black people, not just in America, but the whole world to an extent, he went for Martin Luther King Jr. And the person who connived or betrayed Martin Luther King Jr. even slapped him in front of his hotel. It was in Memphis. It was a black woman. The fact that you can go to the US today and get a job, the fact that they can go to the US today and, should I say, fly even first class in an aircraft, in an aeroplane, is down to the work that Martin Luther King Jr. did, and also Malcolm X and all the rest of them. Of course, I concede to Prophet Elijah Muhammad. They did a very good job as well. Louis Farrakhan, to an extent, did a very good job. So also did, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. When it comes back to me, I will tell you. They all did fantastically well. That is why you can go to the US and find a very good job. When it comes to Africa, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, have chosen Biafra. So Biafra can never ever be against anybody. And let me tell you something. Once Biafra becomes free, everybody becomes free. Those harping on about one Nigeria, or the, should I say, the unsustainability of one Nigeria, are those who are benefiting from it. They are your governors. Remember a few weeks ago I told you that anytime somebody assumes office in Nigeria, if you're telling them about what would benefit the society or our children unborn, they will tell you, not under my watch. Go to what Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, said today. Go and read it. Exactly what I told you a few days ago. That is why the most dangerous person in front of you is a politician in Nigeria. Not the old woman in your village or the tree that is over 2,000 years old. No. The destiny destroyers you have, in fact, in the whole of Africa, are politicians. Because they are evil. They are doing the work of Satan. You may not believe me, but ask yourself this very simple question: which African country is doing very well? Just please explain to me. Is it South Africa? You want to say South Africa? Go there and see what is happening, or what has been happening since the white people left leadership. Now is the time for us to be free. I want to reiterate under oath, because I am always under oath 24 hours a day. If the oil and gas from Biafra land is your problem, I swear before God Almighty in heaven, on my honor, my life, and that of my family, that I will distribute oil and gas from Biafra land for free to the entire West African sub-region. For free. Do you know why? So that their economies can grow as well. We need people to buy our goods and our services. Why do you think America gives grants to people all over the world? Why do you think the EU gives grants? Even China gives grants to everybody, even Australia. Why? Because poor people cannot buy Range Rover. Do you understand it? They need to help you inadvertently to grow your economy so you can have the spending power to buy the goods and services that they produce. It is called common sense. It is not stupidity. I can assure each and every component ethnic group in Nigeria today, this evening, all those of you who are listening, all those of you who are watching and listening, that Biafra will not abandon anybody. We want all of you to be free. You all can remember very clearly what happened between 67 and 70, because every time we talk about our eternal leader, the great Dame Chukwemeka Ojukwu. Why I am doing this program this evening is not to allow what happened in the past to repeat itself. Ojukwu did not declare Biafra because he wanted to. Ojukwu went to Aburi to negotiate for, what's it called, restructuring. And he succeeded in negotiating for a restructured Nigeria back to regions. Listen very carefully. On the ride from their hotel to the airport, I think it was Ankara who was the then military junta ruling Ghana. Ojukwu and Gowon were best of friends. Ojukwu said, when we go back to Lagos, I will be the person to nominate Yakubu Gowon as the head of state. I hope all of you are following what I'm saying. Ojukwu never declared Biafra. Britain scuttled it, because Britain did not want any of you to become developed. They didn't want you to control your own economy. They never wanted you to have a life of your own. They wanted to, this big daddy mentality is us who made you, we created you, you are what you are today because of us. You are nobody. We made you. They love it. So every time we'll be crying, Africa needs aid, Africa needs help, give them grants, there is vaccine, why don't you help them? There is polio, there is malaria, let's help them. They look at us as imbeciles who cannot fend for themselves. They love it. You know that feeling you have, that rankadede feeling when beggars are coming to your house and begging you, you'll be feeling very proud and very big. That's the mentality they have. They knew that Ojukwu would have destroyed that. That was why they hated him. Ojukwu only declared Biafra because Gowon reneged on restructuring. Gowon said, no, we are not going to restructure. And Ojukwu said, this was not what we agreed in Aburi. Since you are now saying you are not going to restructure and Igbo people were being slaughtered in the north, there was never any glorious decade in the history of the zoo. Never. The people said, I will now create a safe haven for persecuted people in the northeasterners to come back home. And that time, everybody was in this agreement together. Efi, Kibibio, everybody. was represented in Ojukwu's cabinet. The man that suggested that the name Biafra should be used was an Ijaw man. An Ijaw man. Ijaw is on Chief Frank Opigo. An Ijaw man. So when people talk about Biafra, Ojukwu's Biafra, they will never tell you he's Ijaw Biafra. They will never tell you he was an Ijaw man. Ijaw. That said to Ojukwu, our original name is Biafra. And Ojukwu adopted it. Then the propaganda started flying. Sadly, from our Yoruba brethren, then, very sadly, the lies began. The same lies that they were peddling that led them to label IPOB as a terrorist organization. But people occupying Yoruba forests, people raping and killing in Izombe, people raping and killing at Ozo One, people brazenly attempting to take over the whole of Benue State, they are not terrorists. I want people to, at least those that still have some measure of conscience, to understand what I'm saying. People who are raping and killing you, they are not terrorists. They are not proscribed, no. They are normal. You negotiate with them. You talk to them. You parley with them. But IPOB that is championing the freedom of everybody in Nigeria, I said everybody. Sometimes people misunderstand what we are doing. Biafra is a vehicle with which we are going to liberate everybody, including ethnic minorities in Sokoto, in Katsina, in Bauchi. Only Biafra can save you. Why am I saying this? And I want you to listen very carefully, please, and note what I'm saying down. Fortunately, the people of the South are gifted with a sense of responsibility, and if things doesn't work out, rebellion. If we stay in one Nigeria, for instance, let's say we collapse IPOB and the Oduduwa movement were to stop. Do you think that any minority in the Fulani conquered North will be able to rise up to challenge them? If the answer is no, then other people must do it. Those who are able should do it. That is why IPOB, this Biafra movement, needs the support of everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're from Colonial. It doesn't. Once you are suffering within Nigeria, you need IPOB and you need Biafra. More than Biafra needs you. Because if we stop, let's say we collapse IPOB tonight and stop our agitation, how are you going to get electricity in your lifetime? How are you ever going to get good roads? How will you ever hold your corrupt and inept politicians responsible? And more importantly, how are you going to stop Fulanis from taking over your ancestral lands? How? Just tell me. A few days ago, I said something very, very poignant. I said, if you want to remain in one Nigeria, I'm not begrudging you, but look at Hausa people. That is going to be your fate. You are going to be a people devoid of honor and integrity. You will only exist as a people, if at all they will allow you to exist. Now you understand it. That is why we are doing what we are doing. We must cut out all the distortions, all the falsehoods, all the outright lies against what IPOB stands for. Anybody against IPOB is working for the politician.
Our name is Ihe. We answer Ihe for a reason, means light. That is why we answer Ihe, light, all the way from Anambra to the Enzo, to all the way to Ngwa, to the coastal regions of Biafra land. Our name is Ihe. We answer Ihe for a reason, because when we are coming to Biafra land today, the mission was simple: to go and bring light where there is darkness. That is why any society you have a Biafran in the whole world, they are doing very well. You are the light of the world. In Arochukwu.
Oh yes. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have said it all. In fact, this man is a prophet and is a leader. He knows everything. I would say he knows something that will happen 20 years coming. He knows it, and things that will be happening, and whatever he say used to come to pass. Starting from the first day he started this journey to this present day, he's still talking. So, and the main reason why the Nigerian government, the country is darkness. It's full of darkness. If you see this country is being full of darkness, that is why you see no progress. Nothing is moving. Even though the so-called people that is a prophet and pastor that is living in the country, they can't speak the truth because they are being covered with darkness, and none of them have the light to shine, to overpower this darkness. The person that have the light to overpower him, to overpower the darkness, they catched him and caged him and locked him up, sentenced him. Biafra is the light of Africa. There is no two ways about it. There's nothing like doubting or nothing like how come. They are the light of Africa. In the whole of Africa, no place where you go in Africa continent or in the world where you will not see one or two Igbo man living there. They are not only in Africa, they are all over the world. Wherever you go in this world, this earth, as long as this earth is concerned, you must see one person or two person mention Igbo, being an Igbo man. So, in fact, and those people that they call the Biafran people, the Igbo people, they are so intelligent, resilient, and they are very hardworking. They don't look for you to feed them. Instead of it, they will feed you because they hate begging. No matter how it is, they love independence and they love freedom. And that's something that makes them, they grow more than other ethnic group within the nation. And they want to use it to make other people to grow. But because of Nigeria is a dark country, they don't love purity, they don't love truth. They don't love somebody that will come and teach them the way. They love darkness. That is why you see darkness is covering everywhere in this country. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Adipi, Nigeria is a country where they emulate good thing, where they welcome good thing. They would have raised Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for a long time and keep him in a place where the politician, the government, in fact, even though the world, the big men around the world will be coming there and be asking him questions, and he'll be telling them, giving them solution to solve their problem. But because of the sea and the Britain, that is the cause of all those things, because everything that happens in this country is being caused by Britain, is being caused by the enemy of Biafra, is being caused by the enemy of Africa. You see Britain, you see France, you see Portugal, you see even US, all those countries that you see that colonize Africa. They are the problem of Africa. They don't want to leave for African to breathe. They use different ways to come. Just like what PL Mulumba is saying, talking and talking, preaching and preaching. And now, if you look very well, the colonial masters, like the France, the Britain, and other world, they have started hating him because of he knows what they know. If you eventually you know what the white man knows, you'll become their enemy overnight because they will not allow you to breathe and they will not allow you to live. They will find every means to cage you, to pin you. They will just pin you and make sure that They did not hear your voice again. That is what is going on. And that is what Africa has been suffering from since decades. Since decades. Africa is a place where you will get every type of resources, every type of things you want on earth. But the people who have it, they are not benefiting from it. They are not even gaining anything from it. Instead of it, they are dying in poverty. They are dying in hunger. They are dying in different things. If you talk about it, they will tell you, leave him, East Africa. They don't have head. So they don't reason well. And if you go down to the roots of all those things, the leaders, the African leaders, they are very weak. They are very, very, in fact, tyrants, and there's so much love, power. When you will be there, they will think that power is, although power is everything, but power is not everything. Because if they give you power, you need to think wise how to use it. Just like what is happening in the country today. When Tinubu was getting into power, he promised heaven and earth. He promised everything, starting from APC, the APC, the beginning of APC, the Tinubu Buhari, where they promise everything, chase away good luck, and then promise Nigeria that once they get into power, they are going to do everything. What people have been crying for, they are going to see it within a twinkling of an eye. But after everything, they make the country to be worse than every other country around the world. Look at today, nobody is living well. Every day, people is crying, killing everywhere. Nowhere is safe. Just because of what? The bad leaders, the bad politicians. They are so wicked and so evil. And who is using them? The Britain, the France, they are using them. The colonial masters, they are using them. They use them to press their people. They are using them to deal with their people, those who have sent, those who have gone far and see what is like and see what is there and see what they need to do for for you or for your country. Then once they see those people is talking out, then the next thing they will cage you. In fact, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing happening in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and make sure you share it to go around. And just make sure you share it to go around. Let others see what is really happening in Nigeria. We say thank you for watching.